I've always been a straightforward guy. I work hard, keep to myself, and don't get involved in drama. When I bought my house, I made it clear to the HOA that my land, all 5 acres, was private. It wasn't about being unfriendly. I respected the neighborhood and the rules, but I wasn't about to let anyone push me around, especially not Karen, the HOA president. Karen loved to think of herself as the ruler of the cul-de-sac. She always had something to say about how everyone should run their lives. But when she decided to sell my house without my knowledge, that was a whole new level of audacity. I was on vacation in Thailand when it all went down. I was dreaming of this trip and soaking up the sun when I woke up to a missed call from my real estate agent. "We need to talk. There's been a problem with your property. Someone just signed the papers and your house is sold." Sold? How? I hadn't signed anything. The voicemail continued. "The buyer has already paid and the paperwork is finalized. I'm really sorry, but you need to come back." I called the agent back and she confirmed what I feared. My house had been sold while I was away, and the sale was legally binding. The buyer had already taken possession. Karen had somehow managed to get her hands on the deed to my house and sold it, forging my signature. The worst part? She'd done it with the full knowledge of a few corrupt HOA members who had turned a blind eye. I didn't waste any time. I called my lawyer, who immediately got involved, and I flew back to the U.S. as fast as I could. When I arrived, the house wasn't what I remembered. The lawn was overgrown, and the windows were covered in dust. The sold sign was out front, with the new owner's names proudly displayed. I walked up to the door, and it swung open before I reached it. The new owners, a young couple with too many kids, stood there looking confused. Can I help you?" the husband asked. "This is my house," I said. "I'm sorry, but you've been sold a house that doesn't belong to you." They stared at me, unsure what to make of the situation. They had no idea they'd been duped by Karen and her underhanded dealings. I immediately called the police, and within minutes, Karen's fraud unraveled. It wasn't just the forged signature. The documents Karen had filed were full of discrepancies, and the authorities realized this was a pattern of manipulation, using the HOA's supposed authority to steal from homeowners. Karen was arrested for fraud, identity theft, and several other charges related to the forged documents. The investigation revealed she had been using her position in the HOA to manipulate homeowners and sell properties for personal gain. The trial didn't take long. The evidence against Karen was clear. The forged signatures, the fraudulent documents, everything pointed to her. She was sentenced to several years in prison, and the HOA was forced to pay restitution to the victims of her actions, including me. The community turned on Karen. Neighbors who once feared her power now saw her for what she was, a fraud, a manipulator. Many apologized, admitting they had turned a blind eye to her behavior, too afraid to speak up. They had seen the signs of her manipulation but ignored it out of convenience. I still own the property, but I can't look at it the same way anymore. The land that once felt like my sanctuary is now a constant reminder of how someone tried to steal it from me. The new owners? They eventually moved out after the legal complications, leaving the house empty once more. Karen learned the hard way that not all boundaries can be ignored. Some are meant to be respected. It's not just about owning land, it's about having the strength to defend it when someone tries to take it from you.